When I say he's bad at his job, I don't mean that he's a terrible chef, but he also owns a restaurant, making him a businessman, and the latter he is extremely bad at. A running gag in Bob's Burgers is that they're always late on their rent, or they have little to no customers, and in the movie it accumulated into a boiling point. One big reason for this is because Bob is a terrible businessman, and without the plot armor, he would have closed up very fast. Before I begin, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe, and potential spoilers ahead. The main reason for this is that Bob does not like to change, which is seen in multiple episodes. For example, in the latest season, To Bob or Not to Bob, he turns down the opportunity to expand to the store on their left, not because of possible realistic issues, but he dreamed that he was wildly successful but left a patty to burn, possibly indicating him losing touch with his roots. Or when his friend came over in Pro Tiki Con Tiki and gave him $100,000 as an investment, but he freaked out when the friend began making changes to be more beach friendly with tiki themes, though it did bring customers in. It's also seen in the episodes where they opened for brunch or for Valentine's Day, both which were successful but then discontinued. He probably thinks that because he serves good burgers, that's enough to be successful, but criticizes Jimmy Pesto, who has terrible food but is a success. The solution is that he needs to compromise in some way to improve his restaurant's position, and here is a hypothetical way of doing it. By the way, I do understand that these changes could help and could not help, but it's better to try than not. The first is doing all the free and slightly costly stuff. For example, hopping on social media sites, including the local social media where people post about what's going on in their neighborhood. What should he post? Well, the burgers of the day, as that is kind of his gimmick. Though I also think it's better for a burger of the week, as he may have difficulty to be creative every single day, and there is an example of this in the episode Sexy Dance Healing, where he has a creativity block. So giving it more time allows for more innovative burgers with more interesting ingredients, or possibly rotating previously made burgers if he sticks to the daily schedule. And when Gene's out there with a sample platter, it seems like regular burgers to me from the artwork, and if so, he should be offering the unique burgers. And in line with this, instead of just writing it on a chalkboard inside, you should also write the burger of the day or week on a chalkboard outside the restaurant to bring more people in. The next step is to either open up earlier or stay open later. Now usually this would increase costs due to more ingredients needed, the use of gas, electricity, water, along with other nominal charges. But because it shows that they're usually empty or has 1 to 2 people inside, the cost may not change as drastically. And it seems they are ready for when it does get busy, as seen in the episode Thelma and Louise, except it's Linda. This change allows for them to open up to an untapped market, and it seems to be successful as seen in the brunch episode Brunch Squatch. It is also important to open up during holidays, as seen by the success of Valentine's Day in the episode Romancing the Beef, where they opened up for desperate customers. Now this won't work for every day or every holiday, as for example, not all holidays revolve around restaurants, such as Thanksgiving or Christmas, which is more family oriented. But July 4th, on the other hand, could be really big for the restaurant, as burgers are one of the staples in this celebration. Another big change would be not allowing the kids to take orders or serve customers. While fun to watch in a cartoon, a thread for the Bob's Burgers subreddit put it pretty blatantly that it would be very annoying to watch and interact with children's antics when trying to eat in real life. Linda should do most of the interactions as she is extremely sociable and quite charming, possibly increasing customer retention. Now, if the previous steps help them gain more customers, it would be beneficial to have a second server. And honestly, Teddy's probably the best option, mainly because he's at the restaurant every single day for hours on end, and he has, in the Thelma and Louise episode, been a server. The only issue was that he made his own system to remember the customers, but just teaching him the basics could alleviate the problem. And as for paying him, it's kind of a gray area as he seems to really enjoy it just hanging out with Bob and Linda, and even had the idea for the burger cart in the movie. The next step is to have gimmicks, and although Bob looks down on Jamie Pesto, and rightfully so, he is quite the businessman. In the episode Best Burger, towards the end of the contest, he yells out the various weekly events which can certainly bring customers in. That plus the flat screens playing popular sports also bring customers in that want to see a game. While it would be a big jump into buying a bunch of expensive TVs or having a gimmick that requires multiple customers, a starting point could be a theme, like in the Pro Tiki Con Tiki episode, as I think a beach theme could work out very well. However, he does not need to go all in at first, but can compromise with some subtle changes, like keeping the awning, or a couple of beach decorations, or some beach-themed foods and drinks, etc. Hopefully, with these changes, they should be able to not float around the break-even point, or, more likely than not, fall into negative in terms of profit. Thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe.